My name's Corwyn.
And I'm James.
And thanks for listening to This Movie's Gay.
Oh, do we?
This movies is gay.
Oh, guys, this movies is short, so we watched a bunch of them, and by a bunch of them, we mean 3.
For the 60th episode, we've watched not 60 movies.
Well, we should have.
Now we've watched more than 60 movies.
We have.
In our career.
Now we've watched
60.
Yeah.
So we caught up to our number by watching 3 short films of James choosing, mostly.
Yeah, guys. I chose the film. No, I mean, you chose the second one we watched today.
No, I literally just went, that one's funny. And then you were like, all right, we're watching that. So
even though I want to say 2 things. One,
let's wait till we get to it.
One, no, this isn't specifically about the movies. One, I thought after the first movie we watched, we wouldn't have gotten anything out of the others because it was so it was a perfect.
There was so much.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was condensed. Loved it.
And
all right.
I've also always thought like short films don't work, but maybe I've just seen only shitty short films. Because all of these were like, oh, it goes
tells a story.
I should only be watching short films. Long movies.
James's new podcast, James and the Short Films.
Only short films. That's
mostly speaking short films.
Yeah. I was thinking we could do for Patreon where like a 25-minute episode each once a month we watch a short film and talk about it.
Let's do it. People could pay and listen.
Well, yeah, that's what a Patreon.
I know.
Yeah, people could like
being facetious. James,
I have this idea.
I have this great idea right now. What if Nicole takes the thing that she makes and then like sells it
and like people pay for it.
And like people pay for it. What if that happens?
With dollars or maybe a credit card?
I think a credit card would probably be the best because like sending money through the mail, like dollars is really like annoying. Or if they like know her in person, though that's weird if you just walked up to her and you're like, Nicole, make me something with a skull.
Or maybe a cashier's check or a COD?
What is a COD? A credit on delivery?
Cash on delivery.
Cash on delivery?
Yeah.
Oh my
Cash
God.
on delivery like a COD.
Though I guess
let it
credit
go.
on delivery does also work.
Yeah. Jinx.
Incredible. I have the Coke though, bitch.
What?
Jinx, you owe me a Coke? Well, I have the Coke. Ha ha ha.
No, you owe me that Coke.
No, it's mine.
Oh, you owe me it.
It's mine.
No, Corwyn, I know, just backwashes constantly. He's coughing into his mug of Coke right now. Oh no, now he just hawked a loogie and shot it in there. Perfect accuracy. It was on the other side of the room.
It made that noise that they make in animated movies when they spit into a spit bucket where it's just like, bing. That's what it did.
I think there's specific spit buckets that do that. I don't know, actually.
Speaking of spit buckets, these movies.
Wait, no, there was something else I wanted to say and I forgot. It was, we were talking about cash on delivery, going to the paid thing. It was movie related, I thought. Maybe it wasn't, Corwyn.
Let's make short films.
Yeah, we should start. I have a camera,
Let's
Corwyn.
make high fantasy short films. Let's do it.
I've also been learning color correcting, like color correction.
Ooh,
so
I have some editing experience. Let's do it.
I can make things look like we're in Saw #2. You know, it has those like green tones.
Yeah, or you could add on the red and blue tones and make it look like we're in Star Trek.
Oh, or we could
throw in some lens flares, James.
We could add in just whimsy, and it's a Wes Anderson movie.
I love a good whimsy.
I love a whimsy color.
Those big old pink boots in the corner that no one else can see but me and James. Those are some whimsy.
They're Nicole's, and she likes Wes Anderson.
She got some big old pink boots. I might take them.
What do you
think?
They're
too small for me, probably.
Did I ask you last week? Am I about to ask you, what do you think of Wes Anderson?
I mean, I have no opinion of that.
Okay,
man.
I think I asked you.
Didn't he marry his daughter?
No,
his
I think
stepdaughter.
I think you're thinking of.
I'm probably thinking of someone else.
Guy from. Oh my God, I don't even know this dude. Annie Hall guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, what is that dude's name?
I
He's
don't know.
very controversial. Annie Hall, not Blue Velvet. He has a Blue Jasmine. He made that movie. What is this person's name? It's going to rack my head now. He doesn't deserve it though. Wes Anderson did like Bottle Rocket,
Grand
Tannenbaums.
Budapest.
Yeah, Grand Budapest.
Hotel.
The Dog Aisle, which was weird.
I hated seeing commercials for that. I saw 2 different movies in theaters when there were commercials for that, and I cringed the whole time. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it. Did he also do Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he wrote it but not direct.
I mean,
it
it's the
might
same
be,
like stop motion that Dog Aisle.
maybe he did everything, but I always get confused because people will say like, "Oh, Tim Burton did such a great job directing Nightmare Before Christmas, but he just wrote it. He did not direct it."
And then he didn't do anything with Coraline. That was someone else.
That's the guy who directed
Nightmare.
Yes.
Yes.
Nightmare Before Elm Street.
Nightmare Before Elm Street, which we watched on this podcast.
What is that dude's name?
I feel like it starts with a W. I just don't know.
Woody Allen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I always
Thank
get Woody
you.
Allen and Wes Anderson mixed up. And that's probably a terrible thing to happen. I
Yeah.
apologize to all our listeners that are offended that I do that, but I also don't know names, and he doesn't make gay movies, so I don't care.
You could say Wes Anderson.
He makes whimsical movies, which are nice.
Also very, very, very another W word, white movies.
Yeah, they're very, very white.
Except
and like
the
I don't
color
care.
tone's so whimsical,
They're like,
guys.
let's have some whimsical white ass movie with pastels. Here we go.
So you can't. You're not paying attention to skin tone. You're just paying attention to That's why he films so far away, then zooms in really fast.
I do like that camera technique though, the like back and then the sudden zoom in on someone. I love that.
Then the boy's there in a Boy Scout outfit, and he's like, I'm super far away from the camera. And then it's like, no, we're going to speed dash towards you.
I'm going to run into a camera.
That would be, if you're a child, that would be so scary to be just like standing there. Hey, I'm acting in a big budget movie. And then someone in it with a camera just dashes towards you.
Is it someone in a camera or is it on some sort of
It's
like
probably
moving
on something,
thing?
yeah.
I mean, they do have those rigs that guys wear that one of them could be wearing that and sprinting at a child.
It's like,
which would be fucking hilarious.
it's guys, if you
I
don't
need
know
a
what we're
filming
talking
of
about,
that.
you know those monkey, a monkey dancing on a Jack in the Box thing? It's a monkey dancing on a Jack in the Box thing. Someone's twirling it on the street, winding it up. Yeah, and a monkey's dancing and people are giving them money. Picture that, but there's a camera on that thing that's, they're twisting on their chest. And that's what we're talking about. I could have just said like, hey, cut a hole in a desk and then put the desk on you instead of saying, that monkey thing.
I figured it was more like, those cages that you get in whenever you're going swimming with sharks?
Yeah.
And like there's all the bars and stuff. It's like that, except just caging your body and not your arms and legs.
Caging your body.
And then there's a camera there.
But it's mainly just a shelf for your chest. That's what I should have said. It's a shelf for your chest, but like with like
and
more
the shelf
support.
part is the part where there's like, there's always a space in between the bars at the top. There's like a vertical bar, and that's where the shelf is.
What?
I'm just going along with you, James.
No, like a shelf. I know you've seen the. Why are you being clueless? You know what? You know the Steadicam thing I'm talking about.
Because I'm a rascal, James.
Yeah, you are. Like that thing you posted to a fan of ours that was like, you don't know the guys on the Nickelodeon screen?
I'm a rascal. I don't know anything. I knew the Brady Bunch movie. That's a good one. Sure,
wait,
Jan.
Which Brady Bunch movie?
The one that's not the actual Brady Bunch.
Okay, yeah, that one's dope with Gary Cole.
The one where she's like, Marsha. And sure, Jan.
My
Great.
favorite part of
Beautiful.
that movie is where the kids are looking for clues. Something goes missing. And Greg or the Bobby has a magnifying glass and he's like looking and telling his parents, oh, we're going to go look for clues. We're going to try and find some fingerprints. And then they leave. And then Mrs. Brady says to Mr. Brady, I know where I can find some of your fingerprints or some of my fingerprints, talking about that friggin' you got to jacket.
And speaking of jacket, so we watched 3 short films. I don't know how the title's going to work, but James will figure that out.
It's going to say short films, these 3 titles. Don't know if I can fit that many characters.
Our first one that we watched was I Was A Teenage Werebear. Right? That was what it was called? Amazing. I remember things. And it starred none other than Sean Paul Lockhart, a.k.a. Brent Corrigan, a.k.a. the OG Twink, porn star.
Is this the year that we're going to watch all of his movie films?
Oh, my God. Because we watched just another... No. What was the...
Another gay movie sequel,
and that had him in it, but it wasn't this like calendar year, but it's our year.
Yes,
amazing
year 2,
and he
guys.
was in that. James was like, I want to watch the OG Twink, and then we did.
I mean, we didn't know when we started
it until like 2 or 3 minutes in, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the guy. Who was on King Cobra? And then James is like, I don't remember his name. If you give me a letter, I might remember. And I was like, I'm just going to have to look it up.
I thought it was like Ryan or something.
He thought it was Ryan. And I was like, Ryan was not in these movies, James.
Our friend Ryan.
Our good friend Ryan. Not in these movies.
S&M.
Oh, yeah. He is in S&M.
Scrooge and Marley, and from the episode.
Amazing. So yeah, it's got that guy in it, and unbeknownst to me, was a musical, a whole ass musical. They had many songs.
I thought I told
more than the Jesus Christ one.
I thought I told Corwyn that it was a musical, but I had just said I was a teenage musical because I was reading the title and the description as I was telling him the title. So I was like, oh yeah, Corwyn knows this is a musical.
And I was shoving a baguette down my face. It was good. It was tasty.
Guys,
had apple butter on it.
Just don't chew. Just eat things whole.
Just unhinge your jaw, shove it all in, and then hinge your jaw back.
Oh, just like an elk would. Moose and elk unhinge their jaw.
An elk would?
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard an elk would. So like I heard WOOD, like you were saying some kind of obscure tree unhinges its jaw and swallows people whole. And I was like, great. I want to go there.
Oh, man. No, that's a fantasy thing now.
We're for our fantasy short film, our high fantasy, we need a creature called the Elk Wood, and it unhinges its jaw, its tree jaw, and swallows people whole. Let's have it kill a dragon.
But how is this gay? How can we loop that into it?
The tree is obviously gay.
Okay, because he swallows, baby.
Yes, exactly. You get it.
But I'm kidding, guys. If you're gay, you don't need to swallow. You don't even need to spit. If you're like, hey, you can put it on my face. You can put it on my chest. Or here's a tissue. Put it there.
All right. Well, that got a little
informative.
Informative. Yeah, sure. Consent, y'all.
Yes.
Consent is everything.
And if someone's just like, oh, whoops, it got in your mouth, friggin' kick them out. People know when they're about to bust.
James, can you give a synopsis of this short film? Can you just tell me the story. Tell me what happened.
Tell me a story.
Tell me a story, James. Tell me a story.
When Nicole wants to go to sleep, she'll go...
Not that story.
She'll go, Jempy, tell me a story. And then I'll tell her a story. It's usually like just the story of Us, but not the movie Us, the story of her and I.
I tell her terrifying stories when we go to bed so that she has nightmares and doesn't leave me.
But not the story...
She likes to cuddle after the nightmares.
Of her with, I think, Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson as a computer.
That also sounds like a nightmare.
And not the story of I, Robot, which is another robot, Scarlett Johansson.
That's a high fantasy, excellent movie.
Will Smith, What's he up to, you
Will
know?
Smith, allergic to that bullshit, y'all.
And allergic to bees. Spoiler alert for a movie. Not going to tell you which one.
Is it a spoiler
Yes,
alert if I
it's
don't tell you the movie?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. What would be a good spoiler?
Aren't you telling me a story, James?
Yeah. They don't all lose their virginity. Spoiler alert for some, probably a lot of movies.
The spoilers for the latest Scream movie, the one that came out way after the other ones with Neve Campbell still in it.
Scream 4?
Sure.
That's the most
Is there
recent
a
Scream.
fifth? I
No.
thought there was a fifth for some reason. Scream 4.
There's a Scream MTV,
Scream 4.
which I guess could be Scream
Spoilers.
5.
Well, they had 2 seasons of Scream, the TV series, so Scream 5 and 6, they're right there.
Yeah. Oh,
All right, tell me the
guys.
story.
So this guy, he's with his gal, and
Brent
they're.
Corrigan.
I thought they were furiously tickling each other, but they weren't. I guess she was trying to be like, we should be loving.
You don't have to sing it.
Hey guys, I reference that song a lot. It's the edited version of David Banner's We Should Be Fucking. I wasn't allowed to have explicit CDs growing up. So, but he doesn't want to, and she's like, what are you, afraid of boobies? And he's like, of course not. And they're talking in 50s lingo because I guess it's in the 50s or the 60s.
That's what the description said.
So then they start doing a song and number about, I think I wrote it down.
Looking at me. Look at me.
I don't remember what. Oh, yes, it was. Yeah.
I'm trying to give you the answer, and you're
So
not
then
listening.
the dad shows up and is like, oh, I'm so glad you're having sex with a woman. You got that whiskey in you now. And then he meets these biker guys, these greasers. That's what they're called in the 50s.
Greasers.
And they end up kind of flirting. Then there's a wrestling match and he gets
They
bit on the
flirt,
butt.
But you missed that a car comes out of nowhere
Oh, yes.
and speeds through the parking lot, and the greasers grab Brent Corrigan and pull him close.
Which is kind of like Twilight.
And then it hits the girl, and her brains are hanging out. But whenever it does that, the greaser, Brent Corrigan says, "You saved me," and then the greaser dude goes, "Well, you deserve it."
Guys, you know on Halloween 3, that first kill, that guy whose head gets like smushed by a car, that's how this lady dies. I think that's how someone
She
dies.
didn't die.
But she doesn't, yes, she doesn't die. She lives because they go to a European nomadic traveler and
Yes.
see, guys, that's what they should have called this person. And I guess does medicine on her and keeps her alive. I thought there was going to be magic, something. I thought she was going to become a werebear, which it wasn't until they turned into werebears that I was like, oh yeah, it's a gay movie. It's bears. They're going to turn into. I was
like, as soon as they turned, I was like, oh, werewolves, great. And then I was like, oh, they're bears.
okay. I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
one. I also didn't really read the description before you started playing. I was busy eating a chicken sandwich. That's what was happening.
And they were too busy eating ass on this because that's how they turn into a werebear during a wrestling match. So
What
then,
was the main character's name? I only remember the other guy's name, which was Talon.
to like Toby or something?
Oh, Jesus.
Tad?
Tad.
It's
His name is
name's
Tad now.
Just like Space Ghost. Real name is Thaddeus, and they called him Tad. You learned that from a comic book series illustrated by Alex Ross. 6 issues, guys. Story's kind of weird,
Why
but the
are you
art is
still plugging
amazing.
this?
It was like 3 seconds, dude. So then they start fighting because he doesn't want to murder people. Tad doesn't, but the greasers do want to. And then there's a song and dance number, and at this place where everyone's supposed to be a bloodbath, and they learn
Luau
acceptance
on the beach.
because everyone's gay. And speaking of beach, I want to just get into my notes for this right away. I loved that every single class besides the locker room was on the beach. This entire movie takes place either at a parking lot on the beach or literally on the beach. The sand is there between their tones.
Tones?
Yes, and they're having a good time. Having a
they're
good
singing,
time.
so the beach is in their tones.
Ooh.
Saved it for you.
And everything about this movie was great. Like how it was shot. Normally when you get a
Low budget.
a low budget thing done on the beach, even high budget stuff, the beach noise overpowers them trying to talk. I don't know if they were doing a bunch of ADR. It didn't seem like it, but if they were, they did a fucking great job.
Yeah, it was good quality.
And it is part of a anthology, like a 4-part thing called Chillerama. We have this, when we just talk, we are harmonious.
Yes.
We're like the Powerpuff Girls.
I'm
Holy
harmonious
shit.
with a lot of people.
Chill.
I just naturally go into a harmony usually.
I need to start talking like this so then we're not. Or then I'm Bob Dylan. Start talking, see if you're in harmony with Bob Dylan. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's your Bob Dylan. Okay, so right off the bat, they're fooling around, and then they're in a van down by the river. I'm kidding, down by the ocean. The back door gets pulled open, and it's littered with muscular men, and one lady, which I think is our love interest. You guys know that's air quotes. But the rest of the car is covered in muscular men from beach magazines, I guess is what you would call them. And Corwyn, you're just staring at me, and
I got lost to what you're
Okay.
talking. I'm trying to find it, but you keep saying stuff.
the dad rips open the door, and it's the dad of this No, it's the brother.
You went back to the beginning.
And then
confused.
the dad, and they're just staring at this woman, and it's like, oh, looks like there's gonna be a full moon out tonight, and it zooms in on her clothed butt, underweared butt, panty lined with panties butt, and then the dad kind of like pulls him out, and he's like, dude, stop. Why are you telling me to just get some whiskey in me? And then screams at his dad and goes, you're tearing me apart, which is from The Room or Room. I get those two movie titles mixed up. One has indie darling Allison Brie, and then not Allison Brie. Allison Brie. Brie Larson. Yes, Allison Brie Larson. And then one is the Tommy Wiseau movie. I'm talking about the Tommy Wiseau movie. He goes, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. And it's just them.
Every time someone does something like that, I always just think of the Streetcar Named Desire scene where he's just like, Stella! That's every single time.
In what movie?
I know it. Streetcar Named Desire. It's a play.
Oh, okay.
But also a movie.
Nice. I thought the Stella thing was from Rocky.
Like the boxer?
Yeah. No, he screams Adrian. I get, but I was also thinking.
So just men screaming things and looking into the air.
I was also
wistfully.
thinking, like, doesn't he also say that in Saturday Night Fever?
I don't know.
But I think that's from
Men screaming wistfully into the air.
like, I think everyone in Saturday Night Fever, which I've never seen, every woman is named Stella because in Detroit Rock City, they call disco women Stellas, which
The Stellas.
one of the
Bellas.
the
Twilight.
famous people in this movie that we watched today, I know her as the mom from Detroit Rock City, my favorite movie. It goes Detroit Rock City, Yogi Bear 3D. Those are honest to God, my favorite movies.
Oh, I'm really glad that neither of those top two is the
Gay
one
Bed and Breakfast?
Yes.
No, because I have seen Detroit Rock City so many times. I used to watch it before bed.
When we did the top 10, what was your number one? Wasn't that your number one? Was something else?
I think it might have been Birdcage.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because I think
The
that
listeners
is
could tell us.
that is the best movie that we've seen.
See, or It Takes Two to Toku, you're going to be like, James's top was this.
It takes two to make a toku right. Craig, okay, I forgot to tell him when he called in, I'm mostly speaking Sentai. I used to always think It Takes Two to Toku it never crossed my mind that it's a play on It Takes Two to Tango. I always thought it was It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right.
Oh my God.
I would always sing, whenever I saw them message us, I'd go, it takes two to make a toku right. I've never seen James Bond, guys. Isn't that no. Is that a James Bond movie? It Takes Two to Tango. What is that?
My fucking mic.
It Takes Two to Tango and Cash.
Oh my God.
It Takes Two to Mango. That's a Saturday Night Live sketch. You know Mango, Chris Kattan? Don't like the mango.
I thought you were saying it takes two to open a mango.
Maybe.
Because it's got that weird ass seed in the middle.
Dang, guys. If you're a vegetable or a fruit, don't have a seed in the middle.
They're called stone fruits, James, and they're very good.
Yeah, well, don't have the fruit stone in the middle.
Need it in the middle. Need that fruit. Need
That's
that
just
stone.
like, if you're a person, don't have a stone in the middle of you.
Well, kidney stones are a real thing, James.
Okay, well, I'm now on to my third note.
Good.
I wrote down, this has great songs. The vocals could be a little dripping wetter, though. And then right after I wrote that, I said, never mind. The dude started singing.
Talon started singing.
Tad. Talon was great, especially in that one.
That's what I thought you were saying, that Talon was great.
Oh, and the woman was the Stella, even though she wasn't a Stella.
Okay.
I'm going to start calling women Stellas.
That sounds offensive a little bit. I don't know.
What if I started calling them chicks? I'm kidding.
I just use people's names, James.
I'm going to start calling everyone Tad. Some of my favorite lines were mainly from the lady after she got her head smushed by a car. She said, I got a boo-boo, wicked boo-boo. Also said, he got a pee-pee, make it go boom-boom, stick it in my poo-poo. But I wrote, stick it in my boom-boom.
It was, he got a pee-pee, stick it in my poo-poo, make it go boom-boom.
Oh, dang. I wrote that as it was being said, and I still couldn't get it.
Still good writing.
And then my favorite line, though, was the wrestler, I got him.
That was his favorite line, is, I got him.
Got it. These windscreens are nice for speaking, but everyone else doesn't have this problem. They catch fuzzies, and then I end up breathing them in.
The worst is when I have my beard like grown out, and then I can like feel it going into the screen, and I'm like,
start
out.
Getting dwarven locks.
I mean, it's mostly just like the mustache, which at that point I'm like, oh, I need to like trim it, give it a little trim.
You should get a flat iron. Start straightening your beard.
No.
You'd be so emo, man.
No.
Emo dudes would flock to you. They'd be like, whoa, man, you must love Dance Gavin Dance. Corwyn doesn't know music, and I, for some reason, thought that one's pretty big, but no.
Is that a lyric from a Fall Out Boy song?
No, that's a band. I mean, it could also be, you love Isles and Glaciers.
Is that Wizards Off the Coast?
No, that's, yes, it's Icewind Dale.
Yes! That's all I care about.
It's a super group of I think Dance Gavin Dance, Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, and maybe one or two other post-hardcore bands.
Literally before we started watching this movie, James made some reference to some rapper, and I was like, James, you should assume if you're making a reference, I don't know who the fuck it is.
Chia!
Unless it's Meryl Streep or Rihanna.
Yes, everyone. The greatest singer, rapper of all, Meryl Streep.
She would be incredible.
I don't think you have the correct definition for incredible. Yes, in anything acting, yeah, but
I want to see her do a rap now.
Actually, rapping, I do believe if you are trained properly, you could be a competent rapper within a month's of work. If you're working on it 20 hours a week for 1 month, you'd be a competent rapper if taught properly.
All right, let's continue with the movie.
Yes. Oh, but my favorite line is from that wrestler, the antagonist of the film.
Talon?
No.
The
homophobic dude.
Yeah.
Who says, I'm doing this for you, Jesus, and then starts railing Talon.
Trigger warning.
Yes.
There is some non-consensual intercourse. in this.
So much so that then he turns around and then more unconsensual intercourse. He's a werebear now and shoves his red rocket right into the dude's stomach, Vlad the Impaler style.
Impales him through his torso.
With a long-ass dick.
Exactly.
But my favorite line is, "See you in class, bitch sticks."
I also wrote bitch sticks down, and I was like, need to use that in life.
Me too.
Bitch sticks.
If Nicole were watching this, I would hear "See you in class, bitch sticks" for maybe 3 years after.
I'm not even going to say see you in class. I'm just going to say bye, bitch sticks.
Then I wrote down just like, is all that silence being left in? We don't know. Clinch off butt with dick? What?
Oh, yeah. During the unconsensual part.
Yes.
Okay, so earlier, the coach tried to molest Brent Corrigan's character, and Brent Corrigan smashed his head with his thighs.
With his werebear strength.
With his werebear strength. But I wrote that down because I'm like, yeah, I want to be able to smash somebody's head with my thighs.
And it just blasts blood at him.
There's like a little comic that someone drew that is a girl being hit on, and then she takes a watermelon out of her bag while looking at the guy and then sticks it in her thighs and then breaks it. And then the guy just looks horrified. And yes, that's the energy that I want to bring into my 2020.
I want to bring that into my 20s, my last 2 years of my 20s.
Oh my God, you're so old.
Actually, just a year and a half.
Just kidding. Love y'all. Bye.
But, Corwyn, I might... There's still I need to rinse my mouth off. Either keep talking or you can pause.
All right. So my notes. Let me run through these real quick. I didn't know it was a musical, so that was fun. You saved me. Well, you deserve it. Also fun. I toss balls with the boys. James didn't get that one, but oh my God. He's making terrible noises in the bathroom, y'all. I need you to understand that that's happening right now and that I am horrified. Terrible noises. Don't get hairs stuck in your mouth and then leave and make puke sounds. It's awful. After Brent Corrigan breaks the guy's head, Talon, the antagonist, says, "Tastes like chicken, huh, babe?" Because he got some of the blood in his mouth. And yeah, all right, that happened. I'm trying to distract myself from James's terrible noises right now, and it's not really working. So I'm just talking, and then I'm just hearing, "Bleh,
I got that gag reflex."
It was awful.
There's like a hair in the back of my throat, a fuzz. So I had to like gargle, and when it gargles in the back, I start throwing up.
Oh. Also, after the girl's brains were hanging out, he said, "I've seen worse." Jesus. That girl's brains were hanging out. And then the last note that I have, I have Do the Werebear. Great song. I love that. That song, I was like, yeah, this is it for me. It reminded me of that one song in Hocus Pocus that the guys are doing before the witches come on stage and put a spell on everyone.
Is it I Put a Spell on You?
Yeah, but it was the song.
I put a spell on you.
It was before that.
Oh, okay.
The guy was singing something. I don't know.
Was it Hocus Pocus, gonna tell a jocus? Hey, two people walked in a bar and then they fell down. They didn't see far because the bar was there.
All right. And then the last note that I have is aggressively masturbates in corner. Whenever he was trying to turn into a werebear to save the people, he just aggressively was masturbating in the corner.
Sounds like me at a high school party when I was in high school.
That's James.
Yeah.
James right there.
TC, actually, it comes out tomorrow, so I will not. TC has a very funny joke about me masturbating in corners. Not a real story, but it's funny.
I can imagine the humor in that.
It's good, guys.
It's good. It's real good.
Please listen to What the Hellmouth. But clench off. I want to get to that.
So breaking the thigh, using the thighs to break the guy's head. Ugh. So James and I both thought that he would clench his butt cheeks so hard during the non-consensual moment and snap that dick off.
Okay, that's where you and I are slightly different. You thought the butt cheeks. I was thinking like his sphincter would actually clench it off and
Whatever, just snap that dick off.
anal dentata.
Okay, well, that's a word now.
No, have you ever seen the movie Teeth?
No, for good reason.
There's vagina dentata, meaning there are teeth in the vagina. So anal
Vaginal
dentata.
dentata? Or did they just say vagina dentata
I think it's vagina dentata.
instead of vaginal?
Yeah, it's like the science name. It's just they call it. It's not. Don't do. What do you call punch up on me saying something when they are the ones who made it?
That's great.
So anal dentata would be teeth in your butt.
Teeth in the butt.
God, then you could eat with your butt and not get a stomach
James, move
ache.
on. All right, great. So that one would recommend, as long as you
Heck yeah.
understand there are some moments that could be awful. And then our next one that we watched was one that I saw before, and James was passing it. I was like, oh, that's funny. So we watched it. It's called 33 Teeth.
It's only 7 minutes long, and I wrote the first thing before it started. I wrote down, "Do everyone have 33 teeth?" So I thought this was going to be
About teeth?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be psychological because it's like, ooh, once he starts spying on his neighbor. I thought it was going to be this thriller in 7 minutes. So I thought maybe there was a murder or a creepy thing. But this was just a cute movie.
Yeah, it's a cute little movie. I wrote down joggers because we got some shirtless jogger dude that's ripped and then like stretching in his front lawn in front of the neighbor mom and the neighbor kid and teenager. And then we have the neighbor teenager spying on the other neighbor, watching him in the bathroom and him taking off his shorts and then taking his comb and making some masturbatory motions. And then he breaks off a piece of his comb and picks it up. And we're like, oh, he's measuring his dick with the comb. James did not get that.
I did not. I just thought the tooth of the comb was wibbly. So he was like, oh, well, I got to break this off.
He was like, let's get hard. And then he put the comb up to his dick and then he snapped off where it ended.
Yeah, guys, everyone, let's get hard.
A movie I have not seen. The neighbor kid then leaves the trash that his mom tells him to take out on the driveway with it broken open. And the neighbor kid, the jogger dude, leaves with his friend. And then the neighbor kid walks over to the neighbor's house and then takes their mail and knocks on the door and is like, hey, I think your mail got dropped off at our house. My mom said to bring it back over. And then she's like, oh, thank you. Where'd you go? I saw y'all leave earlier. And then he's like, can I use the bathroom? And then just walks into her house.
I would also like to say this kid's probably like 15, 16, and the jogger's probably 18 to 21.
Yeah, probably. I would say like 17, 18, just because
Okay.
they're like, he's still living at home.
I mean, you can still live if he's in college.
Yeah,
Or if you're a millennial, am I right? It's hard to get a place these days.
we don't know. But yeah, there is an age gap. Obviously, still underage. And the other guy may or may not be overage. But nothing happens between them, thankfully. Thank
But
God.
I was just like, it's not like a 15-year-old and a 35-year-old.
Oh,
I
no,
just
no,
want to
no,
say,
no,
like,
no, no, no.
they could have been, like, they might even go to the same high school.
Yes. So the kid goes into the bathroom, takes the comb, and then we just see his pants fall down. And then the neighbor jogger dude comes back home and is looking for his wallet. The neighbor kid runs out and jumps in his bed and has like a comb piece. And then the jogger dude goes in and takes his comb and like goes to brush his hair. And he looks and there's another comb piece snapped off, like a whole ass inch higher on the comb. And he's just like, what the fuck? And the neighbor kid that snuck in has the comb piece.
Which I thought he was going to comb his hair and it was going to get stuck because he had semen on the comb.
James did
was
not get it.
completely oblivious of what this comb thing was for.
And then credits. And then the mom goes, why is there trash all over the driveway? Great. Beautiful.
Yeah, and he did this.
So basically, the jogger neighbor measured his dick with the comb, James, and
I know, I get it.
and pulled the thing off.
Now.
And then his younger neighbor, who they were like, "Oh, that faggot," blah blah blah, and were shitting on, went and measured his penis with the same comb, and it was bigger. Is what happened.
And everyone knows the rules. If you are a homophobe who is calling someone the F word, if they have a bigger dick than you do, you can't call them the F word anymore.
Them's the rules.
But he did this very teen thing of, a parent will say, "Hey, take out the trash." And he's like, "I just got to feed my fish first." And then under his breath goes, "And check Facebook." And then he looks at the window and sees him, I guess, measuring his penis through the window. And I was like, and then I got to masturbate. And then I got to contemplate suicide. Then I got to make a beat. And then I got to masturbate again. That was
James is just giving his own,
that was me as a teenager.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It was talk on AIM, make beats, and masturbate. That was my entire night, Monday through Thursday.
So that was our second film. Did you have any other notes about that?
I guess you stare in the South.
Oh, James was like, "You're not supposed to stare. You don't stare." And I was like, "That's what we do in the South. We just stare."
But
that's not what we do. But that's not what we do. I was just, being facetious again, being a rascal.
Oh. And what's our last movie,
Our
Corwyn?
last movie was Killer Friends. And this movie is basically some friends that want to murder their fourth friend because he's a dick.
Guys,
and then they bring him to the woods to murder him, to set him on fire. But it backfires.
Corwyn, I don't want to talk. I just want to say, watch this.
Okay.
It is so good. It's 10 minutes. It might be on YouTube. It might be
a short synopsis. They're basically trying to kill their friend.
Yes.
And we have an indestructible twink, which is as it should be.
He's
like a dick.
He felt like a modern day Mr. Magoo in how he is escaping death.
I feel like if I had a group of individuals that brought me out into a camping trip and were intent on murdering me at said camping trip, this is exactly how it would go down.
Challenge accepted. Marshland Media camping outing.
Everyone's going to try to murder me and inadvertently kill themselves is how it would happen. Because, I'm Corwyn.
We'll just, all we'll do is we'll be like, "Corwyn, taste test this custard and this eggnog." And guess what? He's going to just guzzle both. And we'll know you'll only guzzle the custard because you'll be like, "I know what eggnog is and I like custard." And then that's where the poison's at, Corwyn.
You're the one that likes custard. You don't like eggnog because eggnog has alcohol in it.
No, eggnog that you buy from the store.
Which is basically just boiled custard. It's the same thing.
It has different items and is prepared differently.
It does not have different items and is not prepared
differently. It has nutmeg and all of that stuff in it. It's
boiled
seasoned.
Custard also has that in it.
I am going to go to the store. I will do this on YouTube. I will buy custard and I will buy eggnog.
Boiled custard.
I will buy custard and I will buy eggnog and drink
They're
both.
The same thing. Store-bought eggnog and store-bought boiled custard are the same thing because they're the same drinks. Whereas if you make eggnog at home, you make it with alcohol in it. That is what makes it able to be drunk because it's got raw eggs in it, James.
Yeah, and so does this eggnog.
No, it doesn't.
No, remember we read the ingredients and it has eggs. Oh, baby, I like it raw. But it's still eggnog. Oh, baby, I like it raw.
What do you think custard is made of?
I don't know. Ice cream. We've had this conversation
Custard
before.
also has eggs in it, James.
So does ice cream, baby. I don't know. Oh, yes, it does. I watched the Try Guys try and make ice cream.
Yes.
Did you watch those?
I didn't watch them try to make ice cream, but I've watched them before, the Try Guys. I did watch them on Bon Appetit.
Did you watch them do the stuff without a recipe?
I watched them do a pie.
Watch all of them because Eugene should never have children.
Eugene's great.
The things he does, and I'm glad the judge calls him out on it. It's like, you could be arrested for what you're trying to do right now. He makes things with just an insane amount of alcohol, and one of the judges is 11 years old. And they're like, oh, is this like boiled down? And then he's like, maybe. And they're like, well, we don't have a recipe, and Eugene isn't like a professional chef, so we don't know if he should do this. And then so the first thing he was like, yeah, it'll be fine. And then the second thing, he boiled the stuff down in the main dish, but what he put on top was like roses or a flower soaked in alcohol. So that was not, and the judge was like, well, you did it for a second week in a row. I'm 11. You can't be feeding me alcohol. So
incredible.
So you already get a 0 from me.
Eugene just wants to get people drunk. Not the children, but everyone else.
He seemed like he also just wanted to get himself drunk because he was straight up drinking. He's like, yeah, this tastes good, then pours so much in.
Incredible. Anyway, those are our short films this week. You should watch them. They're very short.
Especially the last one, Killing Friends.
Killing Friends.
So good.
Oh, Heather.
If you have Deku or find them elsewhere, you can find Chillerama, which I Was a Teenage Werebear, is in that, and you can watch it for free on Tubi TV.
What was that again?
Tubi TV. I could have edited it.
I heard Tubi TV.
I said Tubi TV. I could have edited it right where the T started. I'm good at my job. But then you called it out.
Or you could just stop and then say it again and then just delete that whole section.
No, I'm good at my job. I know what I'm doing. Except I cannot, if you come to me and you rap a song and you say ear frings instead of ear rings, I cannot make that.
I love those ear frings.
I cannot make it say earrings.
Love that. Love that journey for me. And I love this journey.
Chip.
What I have to plug, Sawbucks Theater Collective, we have a show until the end of January. Go ahead and buy tickets. Come out and see it. It's really good. It is actually Jeff recommended. So you know it's good. Follow them on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff at Corwynning. And then follow our podcast at This Movie's Gay on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff.
Hey guys, go over to mlmpod.com. We now have a blog feature where all the entries are the episode descriptions. So if you're ever like, what was that episode?
Episode descriptions.
I know they were talking about sensual. Well, just type sensual into the blog for the search and you're probably going to find it because I know I put that in the episode description. It's something I might use too. But also listen to my other podcasts such as What the Hellmouth?
What the Hellmouth?
Hit It and Crit It.
Hit It and Crit It.
And Mostly Speaking Sentai.
Mostly Speaking Sentai.
Also, if you'd like to donate to help us, we're going to need to get a domain name soon, re-up that, and the Wix stuff.
Donate.
Go to mlmpod.com/donate. Go over
mlmpod.com/donate.
Go over to YouTube. We need to get done, so that needs to stop now. Go over to YouTube, search Mostly Speaking Sentai, and watch our Mostly Playing PlayStation Let's Plays. Jose, Rudy, Corey, Nicole. We're playing through Dream Daddy. Nick F. You know Nicholas Foster? We played some stuff. We played
Eventually Me.
Yeah. This week, Beast Wars Transformers playthrough that Nick is playing, and then 2 new Duke Nukem Onlines are coming out, and also we'll be streaming on Mixer. I think even maybe tomorrow I'm going to play a bunch of, or the day this is released, go over to Mixer, subscribe to Mostly Speaking Sentai. That's Twitch, but it's Microsoft's thing. Also, check out Darling Homebody. That's Nicole's website. She's putting stuff on Etsy again.
So wait, she's doing that thing where she's selling things?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You can buy stuff. Go to darlinghomebody.com. Or if you'd like to join her monthly Patreon sticker magnet giveaway, go to patreon.com/darlinghomebody.
They're real cute, y'all.
Yeah. I think it's only like $5 a month and you get stickers and you're eligible for a monthly giveaway.
Amazing. I've been Corwyn.
I've been James.
Bye-bye.
Everybody's gay.
Everybody's gay.
See you in class, bitch sticks.
See you in class, bitch sticks.
Ooh, is that our new outro? I'm not saying bye-bye anymore.
Bye-bye. See you in class, bitch sticks.
Yeah, bye. Bitch sticks. And you can watch it for free on Tubi TV. This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCullum. For more content, please visit mlmpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today.